We are live. What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another edition of Respect the Craft. This episode number 176. Jesus, we made it to 176, but we are joined once again by the good pal here, good old SP. What's going on, brother?
What's happening, Raymond? How we feeling tonight, man?
I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good. A lot better now that you're here. We're here to do some discussing here because I hate when I had to title this episode though, because I know you're not going to give me the full scoop yet, but we do have to address the elephant in the room. This could possibly be the last time we're having this chat here.
Could be.
So I don't like that. I don't like that. That's the epilogue to this. Of this could be the last time. So, but it's good to have you while we have.
A lot going on in my life. There's going to be a lot of changes coming for me personally, professionally. In professional wrestling. Let's just say that on Saturday, I'm going to be making an announcement. My career won't be the same. I think it's going to change the face of Titan Championship Wrestling as we know it right now. And, come out on Saturday and support your old pal SP and whatever I do decide to announce.
Well, then there you go, guys. And what we're talking about is, if you haven't heard already, which if you haven't got your tickets already, I'm surprised. Make sure you're getting your tickets for Blaze of Glory this Saturday, as not only will it be a Titan Championship Wrestling event, but also it's going to be hosted as well by Goddesses of War. It's going to be a united event. It's all Titan Enterprise being represented under one banner here at Blaze of Glory. We're going to be previewing that, but also, again, we're going to talk to SP, because again, I want to try to get into this a little bit. I want to try to talk to you about what could possibly have made the decision right here. Again, I don't want you to give us too much, because there's a reason they have to come and get their tickets. If you haven't already, link in the description down below. But I want to talk about this again. This is why I alluded to it in the post. You saw the graphic; it says it there. So, over 2 decades in the business.
Yeah.
Why this Saturday does it make just a moment to have to make a decision like this?
Well, I've been thinking about this for a while. It's not something that just happened overnight.
Okay.
Physically, mentally, emotionally, it's been a long ride for me. I've been through a lot. I mean, I started 21 years ago, like I said. It was 2002. The world had just changed a lot. Obviously, we just passed the anniversary of 9/11, so this was about almost a year after 9/11. Okay. I started working with Donnie B and Phoenix Championship Wrestling in 2001, just doing some background stuff, some TV production stuff. And, here we are, 2023. It's almost 2024.
Yeah, we're at that cusp of it. So
life has changed, and and wrestling has changed for me. I've gotten a chance to do some great stuff, and it's time to make some changes. So,
I hear you. Again, it's one of those where we have to try to get to know a little more, get to understand why, because I can imagine people at home when they see this, they're like, I saw this morning when I finally woke up this morning, I was like, I'm seeing the questions like, wait, what does this mean? The last, this and that. And again, we'll say this at least, you're not dying before. Let's throw it out.
Not that I know of. Not that I know of.
Oh, let's knock on wood there. He's not dying. But again,
it is part of why I'm changing things. I do have some health stuff going on.
Yeah.
So we're getting that under control.
Gotcha.
And the stress, I think, right now from everything going on at Titan, it's just a lot. I've got the heavyweight champion constantly asking for better opponents, asking for more. I've got a middle-weight champion who's traveling around the world that I've got to constantly worry about. He's always wants the top challenger, which, me, I'm iron sharpens iron with me. So I'm always trying to get these guys the best competition.
I was going to say, I feel like you created, in the same sense, you created your own problem here.
Yeah, I did.
Remember, a while back, we talked about this, especially when you look at who your current champion is, which no stranger to me, a good friend of mine, Anthony Gangone.
And a guy I respect a lot. I really do.
Definitely. So it's one of those where seeing who he wants in that ring, what he wants to prove, because I think with him, and this is something I if he listens to this, I know he won't mind me saying, it's one of those where he wants to prove why he is the champion.
Yeah.
He doesn't want his reign to be one of those of, oh, wait, was this a proper heavyweight champion's reign? So it's one of those where he wants a top competition there. He wants to continue to prove himself, because I think it's one of those where when you become champion, some people unfortunately do become stagnant. They think
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
on that top position and that's it. They made it to the top of the card.
Rocky
Now they can
syndrome.
relax. Yeah.
It's the Rocky syndrome, I call it. Rocky 3.
Yeah.
Rocky gets complacent, you know?
So it's one of those where I think he can never do that. He never likes to be that guy to just be the champion, not one. He wanted guys like, he just went in there with Ultimo Dragon not too long ago. He was looking forward to a match with a vet like Ghost Shadow. There's so many opportunities that he's willing to, again, take at charge there.
So
So
and that's one of the things I wanted to make sure at Titan that I did. I didn't want our champions having paper, being paper champions. I didn't want anyone to be a transitional champion. Everyone who's had a championship at Titan has earned it. I'm kind of proud of that. I'd like to say in the last 3 years, as when I've been GM, we've had some great championship matches. We brought in some great talent. We brought TJ Marconi back into Titan.
I feel like that's been your
Rico's
proudest moment, was bringing him back into the
Was that great
fold
or
there.
what? That garage door came open and then there he was,
That's how do I put it? A big secret to hide of the big man coming back.
I managed to do it, though. I managed to. It opened up a can of worms with me with Johnny Moran and Gangone. It's kind of put me into the position that I was in for a long time. So
definitely so. But hey, let's start getting into that. Let's talk a little bit about the card here while we get into more. Let's get into your decisions here. Let's go into Blaze of Glory. Let's talk about this here. Why not? We just talked about why he wants the top challenges. If I'm not mistaken, as we just went live, the promo has been posted. He talked about it. Let's now give our thoughts on who Anthony Gangone will be defending, both that Titan Championship Wrestling Heavyweight Championship and the Funhouse Wrestling Heavyweight Championship, against none other than the Governor, former NXT Tag Team Champion and NXT Superstar, Martin Stone. This is a match that I'm not going to lie, I've been looking forward to just seeing if this pairing could happen. Since I saw that Martin Stone was going to be at the North Carolina show, I thought maybe that could be the challenger. But hey, it's great to see it's happening here in Titan soil right here in New Jersey. So that's going to be a championship match. Now that's a challenger right there.
A lot of the credit for that goes to Billy on that one, honestly. He took care of that booking with Martin down in North Carolina. It was kind of a reward for taking care of Aaron Roxas. We were both kind of happy about the outcome of that match. And I mean, it's Martin Stone. I mean, he's been on the European circuit. He's been in NXT, as you said.
Yep.
I'm really surprised he was never on the main roster in the WWE. I think they missed on that one. But
definitely so.
Yeah, I mean, talk about a challenge. I mean, this is not going to be a match for the faint of heart. These guys are going to kick the living hell out of each other, honestly. It's going to be a very physical matchup. It's also possibility of being a very technical matchup. Both guys have pretty strong technical background. I know Anthony knows about 1,000 submission holds. He's put me in a few of them. But yeah, I can't wait. I can't wait for this one. It's going to be a hell of a main event.
Definitely. It's going to be, it's a true test here for Dr. Sleep against a true strong style Brit, if you will. And yeah, again, this is definitely going to be a technical one. It's going to be who can have that catch can style in there, who can grab a hold, who can who can capitalize on the other's first mistake in there. Honestly, that's what's going to be in a match like this.
This could main event any show. This could main event television shows, if you ask me. These guys are both amazing wrestlers from top to bottom. So I challenge any company in New Jersey, any company in the Northeast to beat this main event.
Well then, and again, that is why this is your championship match there. But let's keep it going here. As much as we're going to talk about the Titan card, let's also talk about what the Goddesses of War is bringing to the table this Saturday at Blaze of Glory here. Let's talk about their championship match, as it will be Ivy Malibu going head to head with defending champion Marie Valdemina here. And let's talk about this. Not only, again, a great championship match there, but also just seeing what the Goddesses of War brand has become a part of Titan Enterprises, but now truly getting to now be a new reimagined version of what Goddesses of War was. Yeah, we're seeing a whole new
Yeah, Kevin Nast is really taking goddesses to the next level, and with his champion Marie Valdamina, I mean, it's just a solid division of Titan Championship Wrestling now. I'm glad we're kind of doing this mixed show too, because I haven't gotten to enjoy the goddesses at all. Really, I'm always too busy handling things on the Titan end. Kevin's handling things on goddesses end. This will be nice to get to sit back and actually enjoy Goddesses of War wrestling. So I can't wait for this match. It's gonna be fantastic.
Gotcha. No, definitely. I'm definitely looking forward to see what the Goddesses of War brings to the table, especially on a show like this. That again, it isn't just a hey, this is almost treated as, because sometimes it does happen that it's a pre-show interlude into
Yeah, no,
here's
I can't stand when they just oh, there's a female attraction match. No,
yeah.
these women can wrestle, and they belong on any card. So this is definitely an added bonus, not bonus, but it definitely adds to the card having the goddesses there. So.
No, definitely so. So again, I tip my hat to Kevin Aston, seeing what he's doing with the brand, and
No,
just
he
seeing
won't
where it
like me
continues.
tipping my Phillies hat to him because he's a Mets fan, but
I'll keep my comments to myself. We're gonna keep going here. We're gonna keep going, and let's talk about this war here, because I know you definitely know these two very well here, and that is we're going in it a year almost to the day that we're getting to see round two, as it will be the war between a man I know very well, one of my Theos in this business, Steve Monster Mac, going head to head with PJ Savage. Now, this match, again, on itself, you put it on a card, it's guaranteed to be a war, it's guaranteed to be a banger, it's gonna be a match talked about. But now we look at it, and there's almost, I don't want to say controversy, but it's kind of the only word I could think of to fit this scenario here, because there's a lot of things that play. One, we can talk about, again, almost close to a year ago, they had their first encounter. And from that, it was like, okay, so who truly is the monster now? Because PJ, from that, it almost created just another rage. And we saw what has happened over the past year in Titan. But we then go to North Carolina, and PJ accidentally, I guess you could say, caused Monster Mac possibly the shot at becoming the TCW heavyweight champion. And then you look at just again the year in itself of Titan Championship Wrestling, and it's almost been as if PJ has been trying to label himself, or again, I don't want to point fingers, but it's almost as if Titan management as well has almost labeled PJ the true heavyweight champion, because he's been the main eventer for a few shows now. Again, I'm just saying what has been said here on the podcast as well from Mr. Moran, Mr. Roxas. We're trying to tell the story here.
I remember that fantastic interview.
Again, it was a great episode. It kind of went a little haywire after a while, but like I'm saying, we're getting that. We're seeing where it's going, and now we're here this Saturday. It comes down to it. There will be no questions. We will have a rightful winner here. What will happen with Mac Savage 2? SP, your thoughts?
Don't forget their issues at the project in the tournament. You know, that kind of cost Team Titan our victory that night.
It unfortunately did. And again, it's one of those where a little mistake cost it all.
Yeah, well, PJ wants to take that next step up. PJ wants to replace Mac. You know, Mac's been at the top of that ladder for a long time. He's been at the top of the food chain. Even go back to my early days at Phoenix Championship Wrestling. Mac was there with Danny Moff. The Hit Squad was there, man. You know, he was a few years into the business. I was just getting into the business. I've seen his career go from there, all the places he's gone in between. And now PJ, 4 years into the business, I think possibly, somewhere around there, he's getting to that point that Mac was at in 2001, 2002. He's ready to take that next step. Mac is not going to let it happen. Mac is not going to sit there and be anyone's stepping stone. I'm pretty sure we all know that. It's not T.O. Mac's, T.O. Steve's style. I know that because he's another guy I've had a run-in with in the past once or twice. But he's not going to be anyone's stepping stone. Conversely, PJ wants to take that next step. He's had the shot at Gangon. He's had his war with Gangon, but he wants to be considered in that top 2, top 3 heavyweights in Titan Championship Wrestling. You've got Gangon there. You've got Monster Mac. You've got Johnny Moran. You've got, PJ Savage. So he's right. He's knocking on the door, and he wants to make this match. He wants this to be his quintessential moment where he takes that next step up the ladder.
Gotcha. No, and it's why I asked, because it's one of those where there's so much riding on that. It's wanting to make that label on Saturday. It's wanting
make or break. It's make or break. I'll tell you right now for PJ, it's make or break.
It definitely is.
That next step up, or he's going to have to take that next step. He's going to have to take a step back, and someone else is going to step up. Because we don't rest on our laurels. If he doesn't get the job done, there's going to be somebody else ready to step up and take that shot.
Definitely. And again,
coming. Don't forget, Mount Olympus is in November.
This is true, and we will be finding out also on Saturday the location of that.
Yes,
but
we will. Yes, we will.
I do have to ask about this, because you mentioned of what it is for PJ, but also what does this mean for Monster Mac? Because unfortunately, for most of the year as well, Monster Mac has been almost in the tag team route. Especially with, again, holding those championships with Joker, with G's for a record-setting reign in TCW. Which, again, much love to G's. And it's one of those where I have to ask now, are both of their heads in this match alone? Or are they looking past that? Because, again,
I think they're focused on each other right now. I think they're zeroed in.
I would agree.
Like you said, Go ahead. Right?
No, I was going to say, I would agree till the promo issued by champion Anthony Gango. Because I feel like that almost, again, he's a great friend of mine. One of my brothers, my older brother, like I always call him. I know they're listening. I know that something like that just, again, it tuned in their head. And I can imagine both PJ and Monster Mac are still eyeing that championship or set of championships. So
it's
again,
definitely in the back of their minds, I think, right? It's definitely there, but I think this is too important. For Steve, I think it's important, like you said, because he's been in the tag division for the last year or so.
Yeah.
And let's be honest, he's not young. He's like me. I just turned 45. He's right up there with me. Excuse me, my throat's a little scratchy.
No problem.
He knows that careers don't last forever. I can attest to that because, we won't talk about that till Saturday.
I was gonna say let's
careers don't last forever. There is life after wrestling, and he knows that. He's got a family, and he's got to think about that. And but he also knows that if he doesn't beat PJ Savage, this could be his last chance at reaching that brass ring at Titan Championship Wrestling, and it might transition him into joining me out on a golf course, possibly. Who knows? I don't know if Mac's a big golfer or not, but it's getting to that point for him, though. I believe, where he's reaching that age where he's got to start thinking about, do I still have it? I think he's still got it myself.
Same.
I think it's going to be a hell of a match between him and PJ. I can't call a winner right now. I just know that.
Oh no, I'm definitely glad.
Vital importance to both guys in Titan Championship Wrestling.
I'm definitely glad this isn't a prediction show. This is more of just getting our thoughts going into it. But
I can't predict
before
anything
we, no, definitely not. I definitely don't want to get killed by
it. I can't predict anything.
But here we go. Thank you, Serena, for tuning in and showing support here. But SP, again, like we said, this is talking about you here. We're trying to get to a little bit to the bottom of what's happening Saturday. But while we do that, again, we're reflecting on those 21 years. Let's bring on, I believe, a man you'll know very well, an old friend, if you will. So let's bring him right in.
Oh, the dog.
What's going on,
brothers?
That is everything? The new Funhouse Wrestling Tag Team Champion with Jeff Noyes, the Take It Home Brothers. Jeff, the Atomic Dog Bird, right there.
What's going on, man? How's everything?
Everything's good, man. Everything's good.
Welcome to the show. Nice beard, man. You're beating me out there. You got more whites than I do, though. I see.
I got too many.
That's why I keep mine short.
I had to let know before the show. Hey, whatever you do, I'm not magic. So, well, you know, so I was standing beside him when I said it too. So
The new trios. We got to put you and Magic and Jeff Noyes together. We got new trios changing.
so
Badass beard.
what am I missing here? Is the retirement thing? Is it?
That's what I'm trying to find out. So I'm glad you're here because we're trying to find out
we got a little
what's happening with
announcement
SP.
on Saturday. We got a little announcement on Saturday. I got a lot. You know me, Jeff, personally. You know what I've got going on a little bit. So, yeah. So we'll make an announcement on Saturday. What's going on? But I guess I'm gonna have some visitors here. This is your life, SP Andersen?
Hey, again, we want to get a little bit of everyone on. Again, it's 21 years, so why not? Why not have some
fitting too, because Jeff is a big Atlanta Braves fan, and they're playing the Phillies right now. We both wish we were at the game.
I know. I wanted to go yesterday, and when you hit me up, and I'm like, oh shit, I can't even make it. Like, I was supposed to be in the gym, and then the storms. I had to work late, but then the storm hit, and I'm like, the power keep going out. Like, I'm like leaving my, my kids are grown. I'm not leaving them home, and then they calling me, disturbing me at the gym. So
Snook be checking on you.
Well, she goes to the gym with me, so it probably would have worked out. But I found out too that the power went out of the gym. So yeah.
Man, me and Jeff, we go way back. Me and Jeff met at NWS, National Wrestling Superstars, with Dapper and Gino. And Jeff scared the hell out of me when I first met him. He was a big, scary dude. And then he started talking, and you realized DJ Teddy Bear was his DJ name. So, it's fitting.
Pretty much.
It's fitting, man. He's been a real good friend over the years. We've gotten into some trouble together out in Warsaw, Indiana.
Really, yeah.
Right back. Good times with my brother right here. So
that's awesome to hear.
All I gotta say is Ryback.
Ryback rules.
Ryback rules. So yeah, when we first started the business, I got a couple of years in over SP, but when we first started, he was a young ref, and I was pretty much a nobody, man. Like, I would be on the shows, and they'd be like, "Oh, we got so and so here." Everybody clap, and I would just yell out, "We got SP motherfucking Andersen," and it's been that. And I really didn't know him that well, but I just knew he was a ref, and he was sitting over in his corner, I was sitting over in my corner, having me a little drink, here and there, all the time. Even this past Saturday, I'm like, damn, I didn't even drink before I went to the ring. Like, what the hell's going on? Times has changed, man.
Yeah, you're kidding. I put down alcohol last week, man.
I'm not putting it down, but I'm cutting. Well, I don't drink 40 ounces anymore.
No more St. Ides.
No, I might get an 8-ounce. If I get a tall can, it takes me all night to drink it. By then it's hot. I would just pour it over crabs.
Halfway full in your hand.
Yeah, I pour it in a cup and I drink. I pour a little bit here, and the rest I just say, you know what? I'm gonna do some crabs and clams tomorrow. Then just use the rest of this beer for that. So
Jeff is a barbecue master, right? Let me tell you.
Hold on.
Yeah, I try to do. I grew up just learning how to just do different things, and you don't have to be great at one thing. You be good at a few, and that gets you through life. So
yeah.
Kind of like the wrestling business
here too, right? I went to his church in Neptune once, me and my girlfriend, and what a good time! What a welcoming group of people, and just
and actually,
I'm singing and. Until they called me out and made me stand up and talk. That was
hey, that's what's your it's a newbie. That's it.
Stuck out a little bit like a sore thumb that day, but
Yeah, but what he didn't tell you is I was a guest speaker that day. So
yeah, Jeff was the guest speaker. Yeah.
He got you in.
Good time.
He worked in. No, that's awesome to hear. But no, that's great again to hear the relationship there here as many years later as. Again, I always feel like I'm the young one here when it's like, so you guys have known each other for almost the amount of time I've been alive here.
Probably 15 years now.
So,
been through a lot, man. Been through a lot. Glad to have gone through most of it.
That's awesome.
And
Was
that's the
ref and
unique thing about the business.
what's up?
Second, I said that's the unique thing about the business is like everybody say, "Oh, that's my brother," or this and that, but it's a difference in having friends in the business. Like
Yeah, man.
when you have friends in the business, like even over the last couple of years, I haven't been really wrestling a lot, but he's constantly on me about, I'm pushing you to do this and I'm pushing you to do that. Like I'm pushing for you, but he's pushing me as well. Like you need to come to this show. And a lot of, lately with life, kids getting older, you got stuff going on, man. Like I want to go to this show this weekend, but I got so much going on. And actually, I don't even know what I got going on this weekend. I gotta find where I wrote it down because I'm having them senior moments. But I gotta
at our age, we start forgetting what we got to do until we look at the list.
And it's like it's just a joy to have friends in the business. I don't have many. I mean, one thing that works with me and Jeff Noyes as tag partners is since I've known Jeff, we've just hit it off. I mean, we even sub like I used to be his sub whenever he had to take off from work. Like that's how close me and Jeff become. Like, his whole family, I call them my adopted family, I'm friends with everybody on Jeff's family, all his brothers and his dad. And it's just like, you don't get that in this business anymore. I mean, back in the days, you hear all the stories and the road trips and stuff. But now it's like, everybody loves you at the show and don't talk to you afterwards. I mean, SP hit me up for, out of nowhere for nothing. Like baseball. I mean, he took me to a Phillies game once and we still don't know how we got back. Like, and I don't think we talked wrestling the whole time. I don't think we talked baseball there and baseball back. Like,
yeah, it was all baseball.
No, that's showing though a true friendship when it's one of those where it can't be something where
Jeff are brothers for life.
Yeah, no, but that's the best thing when you have something like that where it can be. Hey, it started in the business, but it became something so much more.
Yeah,
and that's always great. That's always the best thing about all this, and it's something I feel like that's what you keep with all this. After all the years in there, all the road, all the stories, it's stuff like that. It's the actual relationships that you get to.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. So. And I mean, I don't have too many people in the business that just hit me up. I mean, sometimes I'll be sitting there doing nothing at work, and Devon Dudley hit me up and like, "What you up to, brother?" I'm like, "The hell, Devon?" And I mean, this is when he's the producer of Raw. He just asked me, "Am I eating healthy?" Or like one day he texted me, "I know you got some fried chicken in your hand," and I sure enough did. I had Popeyes. Like, I mean, you find very, very few genuine people in this business because it's a cutthroat business. Everybody's after that spot. You know what I mean? So
definitely so. But no, I feel like now hearing this, I'm gonna have to have him. We're gonna have to have you on soon for a solo episode, brother.
Yeah, you really
have to get these stories. Yep. I'm gonna have to get you on.
He's got a lot to talk about.
Don't worry, I'll never ask anything that's gonna get you in trouble now because
I don't care. I'm almost 50 years old. There's only one story that'll never come out, but it's on film, and I hope the person burned it. Even though the results did come out, what I was saying, I hope it would be the greatest. It would be the greatest comedy thing ever because I was doing a bottle of Jaeger and a 4-pack of Red Bull before the show, and yeah.
That alone
he doesn't do that anymore, promoters. Though he doesn't do that.
No. Book the Atomic Dog there. Make sure he's on your shows. We'll make sure all the links will be down there as well. But definitely, we'll get you on the
bottles for the dog.
Yeah, but we have to do my. We have to do my show like. We have to do my show like in person where we have to do shots when certain because it only get better. It only get better.
Like a Sunday NFL show to me. I think we need to make this a weekly show.
Yeah.
Well then, hey, I'm still drinking somewhat, so we could do that. I'm down for that. But there you go,
stuff, man. Thanks so much for coming on, bro.
Yeah, really definitely, bro.
Oh man, whenever I can do for you, I will. Always. I mean, there was time when he graduated from school, and I had a million things to do that day, but
came all the way out to my house for my 40th birthday and my graduation party, man.
Yeah. Awesome. Him and his lady treated me good, and
yeah, man.
it's just like it's always like family when you with SP, man. You get to know them, and it's like being with your brother from another. That's all I can say.
Bless you, man. I thank you.
Awesome. There you go. So thank you again, brother, for joining us. Like I said, I'll definitely be in contact soon to get you on here because we gotta get some stories.
Definitely.
So
Yeah,
thank you again,
yeah.
bro.
Oh, be good,
Yeah,
man. Thanks for coming on, bro.
all right, man. Y'all have a good show. Make sure you send me all the info on this show, man, so we
Yeah.
can
Yeah.
have some fun.
I got you, bro. Thank you, man. Have a
All
good
right.
one.
It's the dog.
There you go. Let me get to the comments here too.
Wow.
What's going on? So what's going on, brother? But there you go. Got everyone coming on. See,
That was nice, man. I mean, that was good that was a nice little surprise. That was cool.
Definitely. Again, this is what we want to do. Like I said, not only are we going to preview some Titan Championship Wrestling, but we're going to also just get into SP here. So I want to talk about this because you mentioned that they're just 21 years in this, the crazy game that this is. What made you, because I don't think I ever asked you on this a few times I've had you on. What was it that made you decide not only you're a fan of the business, but you want to be involved somehow?
I actually got involved from a TV production perspective.
Okay.
I liked wrestling as a kid. We all did. I stopped watching for a few years and got back into it like 95, 96, Attitude Era, Stone Cold started, but I got into TV production coming out of high school. I was doing TV production. I worked with CNN on a couple occasions. Did some, stuff for the schools through them, Turner Adventure Learning.
Okay.
That's out there somewhere. Staten at Ellis Island. I'm on some videos. Pretty funny. But yeah, I got into TV production, and Phoenix Championship Wrestling had a show on every Wednesday. And I knew the promoter because when we were kids, we used to go see him at Iron Mike Sharp School of Wrestling.
Okay.
It's actually where Jeff trained. But a bunch of guys were there. Nova was there. Slayer was there. Rocco Dorsey, Harley Lewis, Crowbar. Just the list goes on and on. There's the Ace Darling, Mike Harris, a bunch of guys.
Gotcha.
And Don's younger brother went to high school with me. So he told us, "Oh, come and watch my brother's wrestling school, blah, blah, blah." So we used to make little, cassette tapes, and we'd do the, announcing. And I'd Gordon Soley. I'd be sitting there, doing the whole gimmick.
Gotcha.
And, years later, I saw they had a TV show. So I started inquiring with Don about how I can get involved doing that, working on then and doing any production work. So I started writing some storyline ideas and stuff like that. And then one day he just said, "Oh, hey, you're trained, right?" I was like, "Oh, yeah, I'm trained, sure." Bullshitting through my teeth. I had taken like one little class at Iron Mike's when I was like a lot younger. And I was just like, holy crap, this is hard. And yeah, I'm trained. I can ref. I've seen him do it enough times. He was, "All right, you're going to ref this Saturday in Lavalette." So I was like, oh, wow, okay. So my first, I don't know if it was my very first match, but one of the first matches I did was Donnie B versus Donnie Bon Jovi.
Okay.
Ended up being Donnie B's last match. And then the second show I did was the Haas Cup, which, if anybody doesn't know, was for Russ Haas when he passed away. We had Charlie Haas. We had a ton of WWE developmental guys there. Rosie and Jamal, of course, Umaga and Rosie later on, the Island Boys, and then 3 Minute Warning. I took my first bump to Rosie. He pulled me out of the ring and got all scared that he hurt me after the match. He said, "Oh my God, did I hurt you? I'm so sorry." It's like, "Well, did it look real?" And he said, "Yeah, it looked real. It looked like I killed you." I said, "All right, cool. Then we did our job." And just from then on, I guess they respected my attitude towards the business, and I started training a little bit more with Mike Keener before shows. Mike Keener is a class act referee, ECW, and all other kinds of places he worked. And he's still a good friend of mine. We talk all the time. But that's how I got into the business. I started with TV production, running videotapes to Adelphia Cable on Route 37 in Toms River, and then worked my way in as a ref, and the rest is history.
That's an interesting way, because it's usually, I feel like, once you're in it, you start to get to that other side. And once you're doing the laps, you're doing all that, you start to notice, hey, the bump card's starting to, but you kind of did the opposite of, hey, we went in this way and then got in fully.
Any way you got to get in. Like my buddy Ben Woods he was called the Prophet. He was from Queens, Jamaica. And it was a fun gimmick that he did. And he got me in. We were good friends going back a little bit. And he said, why don't you come through to the show? Donnie Gucci's running the show, and I knew the name because, like I said, I knew him from Iron Mike's. And I just weaseled my way in there, like I tend to do, like a virus. I weasel my way in, and I stay around for a long time.
Hey, there we go. 21 years later, we still got good old SP here, so that's awesome.
Crazy.
Hey, here we go. We got Cold Trade in the building. What's going on, brother?
Oh,
Look at that. He has to. Yeah, he had to throw that in there. I had to throw it in there. So
that guy right there, I'm going to tell you right now. First of all, he's the best production guy in the business. He's the best video guy in the business. He does the best promos, and he's a good friend. He's really been there for me through everything, honestly, since we met. And he's always been very supportive, and I appreciate it. When my leg was broken, he was still getting me out of the house. We were still doing work. We were still staying busy. And hashtag dope, baby. We will be very busy in the next year, Ray, as you know.
Definitely so. Definitely so. Again, that's something where, like I said the other day, they ain't ready for that. But let's get back on track here as well. Let's start talking. Let's get through some more of this card.
Ray. It's all for Christine.
Hey, that's always the way. It's always the way. But let's keep it going here. Let's talk about this one. Let's talk about the Funhouse Wrestling Women's Championship here. Unfortunately, again, the term card subject to change happens, but hey, this one definitely it might have gotten even crazier because the current reigning and defending champion, former guest of the show, the Amazon, will be defending against former Ring of Honor star Vita Von Star, and this one is a can't miss here because when you see that championship on the line, you already know it's going to be an insane contest. But you have the Amazon, who's been making her way, dominating the division there. But then Vita, again, former Ring of Honor star, has been making her way all across the states as a great competitor there. And this might be, again, I don't want to make predictions here, but we possibly could see a new champion on Saturday.
Yeah, if anybody could beat Amanda, I mean, Vita Von Star is definitely capable.
Yeah.
Although Amanda, the Amazonian, she scares me.
This is what I'm saying. I don't
know whether to take her out for lobster or run like hell for my life. It's kind of like a weird thing when I see her in person. Like we have this weird, I don't know. It's weird. It's like I said, I don't know whether to get down on my knee and like propose or run like hell. So,
yeah.
This is going to be a hell of a match. Like I said, Kevin has been putting together some great matches. This, again, another title match. It's going to be a barn burner. It's going to be a brawl. I think it's going to turn into more of a brawl. It's not going to be, like you said, a technical, move for move, like classic like that. It's gonna be a physical matchup.
Yeah, it's definitely gonna be that clash of styles as well because you expect from the Amazon, from Amanda, you're gonna see her try to use that power game, use a little bit of the size against Vita, but Vita definitely. She has that acrobatic background.
Yeah, she's got that speed. Can Amanda catch her? That's going to be an interesting question. Can she keep up?
And that handstand moonsault she does is pretty. And again, that's coming from the ropes. She's doing all this. She's doing this insane stuff in there. It's going to be hard to see. Again, it's hard to pick a winner here, but it's going to be one.
It's all acrobatic and stuff like that. But if she gets caught, then that could be it real quick.
Definitely so. But again, this is
a flip and Amanda catches her and throw it and Samoan slam, Samoan. Forget about it.
That might be it. And again, that is why you got to get your tickets. Be there this Saturday for Blaze of Glory. But let's keep going here. You talked about him earlier. Again, this is one of your feats of those 21 years was getting to bring the Giant back, the true, he calls himself the true asset here, the true guy, the reason people need to go to TCW, and that is the Public Enemy #1 himself, TJ Marconi, which I guess I can now say the King of New York, TJ Marconi, after this past weekend winning the Warriors of Wrestling. So TJ Marconi going head to head here with Andre Paulino here, and I feel bad for Andre here because great young up-and-comer coming all the way from La República, making his way through North Carolina. But the size is
I have an issue, honestly. This is kind of leading into some of the stuff on Saturday.
Yeah.
I didn't book this. I don't know why we're having small cruiserweights face the best big man in the business.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah.
Billy, I respect you, but why are we doing this to a treasure like TJ Marconi? He is a heavyweight. He should be competing for the heavyweight championship in every company he's in. I don't get it. He had took out Just Saying and someone else last show. He just tossed him around. He went out to North Carolina. He won the Battle Royal. And then and nothing against Andre. He's an amazing competitor.
Yep.
I think he would give Daniel Alexander a hell of a run for the lightweight title, which I'll have more to say about on Saturday also.
Yeah.
But I don't understand why we're doing this to the kid, and I don't understand why we're wasting TJ's time.
It's one of those where, like I said, great competitor there. Definitely going to be exciting to see what he brings to Titan Championship Wrestling. But again, the size difference is evident there. And it's one of those where we
slams him, through the ring, like
I know Andre kind of wears some stuff like Monkey from One Piece. I don't know if you're familiar with the anime, but I don't think he's as elastic as Monkey is. So yeah, this is gonna be
taken a power bomb from TJ Marconi. I've gotten kicked by TJ Marconi, and I've gotten choke slammed by TJ Marconi. I've probably taken more bumps than most wrestlers have from TJ Marconi. I've probably also taken them better, but that's another conversation. Like when you take a big boot from TJ Marconi, you're gonna feel it on your face for a week, and it's also gonna hit you here. It doesn't just hit you here because his foot is this big.
Yeah,
you're hit here and here.
I've definitely I felt what happens over TJ Marconi strike. So again, I hope everything goes well for Andre, but
EMS will be ready. Let's just say that.
There you go. But again, we have another special guest here to talk to good old SP. So let's bring him on it. Corey, can you hear us, brother?
Oh, hey, what's going on?
Oh, look at this guy. Hey, what's up, handsome?
Not much. Said to get the kid to bed, and here I am.
Why do I see an Eagles logo behind your head?
Oh, see, that towel, it's deceptive. It's an Eagles towel from the playoff game where the Saints beat them at the lake.
Oh, the Alshon Jeffrey miss.
No, right? Before that.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Very good. I like the room though. Decorations look good, man. I haven't seen them yet. That looks great.
Yeah, you haven't been here in a minute.
No, man. I got my Phillies stuff in the background. There's my Phillies World Series.
Nice.
What's happening, brother? Good to see you here. First the Atomic Dog, and now we got Corey Havoc.
Dog. I haven't talked to him in a minute.
No, man. It's like a Too Rude reunion here.
Yeah, I miss all you guys. It's been a minute. It's the interesting thing about this wrestling world that we are fortunate enough to end up in is it's like any other job, I think, where there's your coworkers that you just kind of you're around, you deal with, you tolerate and put up with some of them, and then there's the guys that are the boys and the ones you get comfortable with, and I think that's kind of the pedestal I've always put SP on, where there's the guys that it's just you go in and you shake your hands, you say hi, and then at the end of the night you don't think about them again. But SP is one of those guys that always made you feel like a brother, and that's the good one.
I'm trying to find a picture here. It's one of my favorite pictures. I don't have it on my computer, so pardon me while I'm not too technically savvy here.
All good, brother. All good. But thank you, Corey, again for coming on here. It's good to see some. Hey, there you go.
One of my favorite pictures right there. It's me, Corey Havoc, and Nikki Oceans celebrating at Corey's son. I believe it was a baby shower for his son.
That was a baby shower. Yeah, that was a good
time, man. It's one of my favorite pictures. Me and Corey's always there. We go to AC for my birthday. He's there. You know, we do stuff at the casino. He's there. You know, he's always made an effort. My 40th birthday, my college graduation, he's there. Like he was saying, there's not too many people that you meet in wrestling that you can really stomach to be around. You know, like Jeff was saying, some guys you see at the show and you talk and then you don't talk again. We talk all the time. You know, we're friends with each other's families. You know, we've stayed close. He's another guy that I met at NWS. You know, he had a was it Taproot?
Taproot, yeah.
Taproot shirt. Yeah, it was my first NWS show. Jimmy Snuka wouldn't go off the top rope because it was drizzling out. Here's this crazy rock and roll looking dude, you know, crazy spiked hair and Taproot shirt. I just saw Taproot at Ozfest, so we got to talking, and then that was it, man. History.
It was what, 2006, maybe.
Yeah, long time, almost 20 years, dude.
Yeah, I was in kind of a tough spot when I first started out. The guy who was training me, who, you know, SP is still friends with to this day as well. I keep in touch with him from time to time. Dirtbag Dan, he's gotten better now, but he had kind of a bad reputation back then, and because I was tied to him at the time, I wasn't immediately accepted by many people. So when we did make that connection over me wearing a Taproot shirt, it was like, oh, nice. Somebody's actually willing to talk to me here. That's cool.
That's funny, man. Yeah, Dirtbag Dan. I just saw Dan with Chris Banks actually for WrestleMania. We all hung out. So
oh, nice.
That was good. Yeah, it was good to see the boys.
Yeah,
no, yeah, man, long time, bro. Long time, man. A lot of good memories.
Yeah, Banks too. That's a guy I knew way back then at Joe Rules' school. He used to come up with us.
You would have fit right into Five Guys, bro. If you were there, if you were at NWS, I mean at SWF at the right time, bro.
And there's a slip up.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah. I've worked for a lot of messed up places, you know. I'm not saying I won't again either, but you know, we'll see where the future leads. Who knows? Who knows?
We're all the horrors of this industry. No matter what we say, no matter what we do, I'm never going to work with this guy again. I'm never going to deal with this. I won't put myself in that situation. And then it's like, oh, well, my weekend's open. So maybe I'll go check that out.
Well, yeah, I don't have much time left. You know, I figure I'm going to work as many places as I can while I can still do this.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, boy. Good times. Good time. Kevin actually got me in at SWF originally. That was the first show I worked for Fury. It was like a crazy, like 5-on-5 or 4-on-4 or some kind of crazy schmaz match. And Fury's like, oh, yeah, you brought this ref. Yeah, you can get in there, you know. And then the next time I saw him, he didn't even know I worked the show for him. He's like, oh, yeah, you're going to work for me sometime? I just worked for you, you jackass.
That sounds right.
Yeah, brother, you know, I'm in the back here doing the gimmicks.
I remember when I first hit him up to try to get work there. He's like, well, I see you work for NWS, and I know how it works over there. So if you get 10 tickets, I'll put you on the show. And I was like, yeah, it's not really like that with me, dude. But I
wasn't one of those guys.
I was like, if you want to actually give me a chance, then I'm all for it. But I'm not doing that ticket selling stuff. And then he stopped talking to me. And I think it was Big Deal Craig Steele vouched for me, and that's what finally got me booked there.
Craig Steele, man, another one who said goodbye to the business this year.
Yeah, and he's also one of those that's back to one of the boys, you know, one of the brothers. He's one of the guys that, you know, will keep in touch with you after.
Yeah, he's a good guy. I like Craig's a real good guy.
Also a Saints fan.
I was gonna say also a Saints fan. Yeah, we miss you in the fantasy football league, Kev. That's for sure.
Maybe I'll get back in it next year.
Yeah, maybe next year. At least come to the draft. It's worth it.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Good deal. All right. Well, thanks for coming by, Kev. I appreciate
you coming.
For having me. Use the shoot name, ladies and gentlemen.
I was gonna say like
Kevin Havoc.
I was like, he just keeps saying it, but again, that shows though where the relationship is. Though this isn't just hey, I sent him a check in the mail. No, this is a legit friendship here. Like, and that's what's great to see. So thank you, brother. For
I've mostly been out for like 8-9 years now, so I'm a lot more Kevin than I am Corey.
You did work at the project. We did get you in the referee suit one night.
Do it again sometime. All right, take care, guys.
Thank you, brother. Bro. Have a good one. There you go. I did forget he did the project show.
One of my best friends right there, man. Thank you for getting him on.
Oh, definitely. No, I forgot he was one of the reps for the last two.
Yeah, he worked at the project. He was in the Two Rude Dudes back in the day with Rampage Rogers. Was honestly one of the best tag teams on the indies for quite a while.
No, I remember the gimmick name. I was like, okay, Corey. I was like, okay, now I know where it's going. But I forgot he repped for us. So there you go. Again, this is where the stories intertwine here. This is what you love to see, and you get to see again throughout the years where this relationships go. And for anyone watching, again, see that in independent wrestling, you can make those lasting relationships. It isn't just unfortunately the way it goes. That's like, yeah, sometimes you won't make those friends. You can't make genuine friendships and brotherhoods here. It's not all just
you make a lot of friends that you think are going to be your friends forever.
Yeah.
And some of them are. Some of them do stick around. Some you think will, and it fizzles out, and you don't talk anymore. But there's people out there right now that I was very good friends with, and we haven't talked. And if they're watching, I mean, I'm open, man. You want to talk? You come and talk to me, man. You come on the show right now if you're watching. You know who you are. Drop into the conversation, man. Be glad to see you.
There you go. But
we'll cut that with that. They know who they are.
We'll leave it there. We won't
time in. They can.
We'll move on to I believe some. I don't think they're as friendly, unfortunately. So we'll talk about them here, and let's talk about this tag team match that's happening on Saturday, as it will be the Deadly Sins, as it'll be represented by Blocks and Frankie Picard here, going head to head with Just Saying and the Arsenal Adam Ace here. This match will be special refereed by the Throne Zone KC Lycan. And yeah, I don't know what it is about the Deadly Sins. At first, I thought I was understanding where their thought process was and where their hate, if you could put it like that, was. And now it's just forming into, I have no clue. The Deadly Sins just keeps evolving here.
They actually are starting to focus a little bit. They call themselves the Deadly Sins. And when you think of the Deadly Sins, you think of greed and envy and sloth and all the sins, And it seems like maybe they're starting to take form in these guys. Frankie is very prideful. Blocks is very greedy. He just wants more. He wants more. He wants more. Deanna, she portrays that lust. It almost seems like dangerously that they're starting to find some identity, individually and as a team, which is scary to me because Ben Castle hasn't been around. And if Ben hasn't been around and they're getting this strong, just imagine when Ben is back full time. It could be definitely a force to be reckoned with. I mean, I've had my issues with them, mostly with Jay Akira. I don't really have any issues with Ben Castle or Blocks, except that he spells everything with a Z. Deanna impressed the hell out of me until they got DQ'd in that 3-on-3 match. They're going to be dangerous. They're going to be a force to be reckoned with. I don't know why we have KC reffing that match. Again, this is a Titan management card. I didn't have too much say in this card, honestly. Even though I am the general manager, I've kind of taken a step back in the last month or so. But it's going to be interesting. I mean, I'm a little nervous for Just Saying. He's had some serious issues with Frankie Picard. And the Arsenal, I don't know where he stands on this whole thing. I know he had some issues with Frankie and the Sins at the last show before North Carolina.
Yeah.
So, I'm a little concerned. I always am when it comes to the Sins because you never know what they have up their sleeve. And I know that they're focusing on Billy and Charlie a lot, which to them, all I'm going to say is be careful and watch your backs. I'm just glad it's not me anymore.
Yeah, it's definitely, again, this is why I watch my words because, again, I don't know when they decide to go after who they decide to go after. But it's one of those we're just seeing what they're becoming and seeing, I guess, this evolution of finding themselves and finding what is going to lead them to their success or what they define as success is quite alarming when it comes to the rest of the TCW roster here. So
they all
let's
seem
see.
to have a different goal in mind, and so success to them is rated differently as an individual, but as a group, I mean, they've said it before. They want to take over Titan Championship Wrestling. They want all the belts. They want all the championships. They want all the glory. They want all the money. They want all the power. So it's something that, like I said, Billy and Charlie better watch out. They better have somebody in place to handle these kinds of things, because after Saturday,
We shall see. We shall see. But let's keep it going here and let's talk about. Oh, you mentioned them earlier.
Jay Kira checking in there.
I just noticed Jay Akira with the dots. Like I said, to me,
hey Jay Akira, you want to sneak up on people and hit them with masks in a match because you can't get the win clean, brother. Anytime you're ready, you want to come back at Flash Carter, dude. I'll make sure it happens. Trust me. Sorry, right? I got a little heated there.
It's all good. It's all good. Again, we're trying to make sure.
Try me again, Jay Akira, and see what happens, buddy.
Well then, again, let's not start problems with our good pal SP here.
And hi, Jeanette. I see you, honey. Yeah. I love you, sis.
There you go. There you go. So let's get into this one here. Oh, let's see. Yeah, we got a response here from.
Bring it.
Okay. Well then, again, Jay Akira, I guess we'll
first flight to Ohio, man. You know I got people out there. I don't even have to come out there to get at you. You know that.
Well then, let's keep going here. Let's keep going. Let's talk about this.
There we go. Let's talk about a champion. Look at that champion right there, Ray. Let me do the honors here. The international shining star, the middleweight champion of Titan Championship Wrestling for over a year, with his representative AJ Pan. It is the middleweight champion, Ray Calitri, defending against the man that I brought back to Titan Championship Wrestling, the former middleweight champion, the Spartan Pitbull, Nikos Rikos, and the greatest showman, the man who is the heart and soul of Titan Championship Wrestling as of late, Jocko.
There you go. I couldn't say it better.
If you got a new career.
Yeah, there you go, SP. But we have our middleweight championship match this Saturday. And again, that championship, it's no stranger here to it being that workhorse championship. And Ray Calitri has been proving that. Again, going all around the world, truly becoming an international shining star. And he looks to finally, again, make his way back to TCW, because unfortunately he wasn't at North Carolina. He was still dealing with injury, but now he is back looking to continue his dominant reign as middleweight champion. And now he's not only going in there against one, but two very formidable opponents in Nikos Rikos and Jocko in there. And Nikos, again, making his return to TCW here and looking to regain something that I can imagine he feels like is still his. Again, a dominant reign as well as TCW middleweight champion. And you look at the list of people that have fought for that championship, you can only think Nikos is looking to now add his name into once again holding said championship and becoming a two-time middleweight champion. And then Jocko, again, making his way back to TCW, trying to now truly prove that he is one of the guys that should have that name stay there in TCW. No longer just another member of the takeover, now getting to truly showcase his own right here and be the greatest showman, be Jocko without having to be attached to something else. It's just Jocko here looking to be the best he can be and truly be the greatest showman here. Let's see what happens, because I can imagine, again, Ray Calitri coming in, he's gotten that time to now rest. He's gotten that time to truly get that training back in there. The only issue, and I have to bring this up, is because, again, even when he won that championship, this was always my concern. And he's made me eat my words. Maybe he'll do it again on Saturday. But ring rust has to now play a factor. Because, again, he's traveling. He's doing all this. But defending that championship is a whole nother ballgame.
He hasn't been in the ring with a competitor in quite a while. But don't be confused. He's been in the ring. He's been getting ready for this match. You don't get to be at the skill level that a Ray Kalitri is at without being prepared for every scenario. Facing Nikos Rikos alone would be probably one of the hardest challenges of his career. Facing Nikos Rikos and Jocko is going to be even a bigger challenge. Ray disappeared. I'm going to keep talking.
No, it's all good. I'm here. I'm here.
Challenge because he doesn't need to be pinned for that to lose the belt. Nikos could take out Jocko. Jocko could take out Nikos. You know, there's any combination there of that could cause Ray to lose that championship. But also, I think it might work in his advantage a little bit because now Nikos and Jocko have to worry about each other. You know, does Ray outsmart the two of them, get them to wear each other out, and then sneak in for the win? You know, does he let them, you know, beat each other enough that he can gain an advantage? That's the way that Ray thinks. He's a very smart champion. That's why he's been a champion for over a year. And like you said, he's been resting. He's been in Italy. I know he was at he's in the Amalfi Coast in Italy. There's something about the air in Italy that kind of rejuvenates you and refreshes you. I don't know if it's the Mediterranean or what it is, but Ray will be ready. I guarantee you that.
And again, I just asked that because again, we try to look at it from that analytical standpoint. And again, no matter what, that training compared to actually being in, again, the combatant, being across from not one but two great opponents there, and then having that crowd around you, having that atmosphere.
When's the last time we saw Jocko on that stage?
This is true. True.
You know, Nikos hasn't had a huge profile. He's had decent matches, 1 or 2 matches since he's been back at Titan, but nothing at this level.
No, I got you. And again, that's why we have to look at it from all angles here.
He's so physically prepared. Nikos Rikos is such a modern marvel of fitness that, you know, it does pose a giant challenge for Ray. But, you know, he's the shining star. So
let's not forget as well. And again, not saying he needs it, but let's not forget who's in Ray Kalitri's corner.
One of the best managers in the business right there.
Again, the guiding light, the agent, AJ Penn. He has many names. But I know AJ is definitely not going to allow his client here to walk away without that championship this Saturday. So we're going to have to wait and see what will happen at Blaze of Glory. But this is true. You never know. We might see the full La Conexion on Saturday. So
another guy I brought back the Titan killer, Vince Saris.
So let's see what happens. But let's keep it going here. Let's talk about this matchup right here, as it will be Tiffany Avatar going head to head with Taylor One Shot here. Again, brought to you by our good friends at Goddesses of War. And this one, I'm trying to see if, again, when you look at the Goddesses division and you're seeing the upstarts here, you definitely have to talk about what Tiffany Avatar is bringing, coming through, trying to be involved with Chosen, getting to see her name out there, and then making waves, part of Goddesses, has gotten a little bit of a showcase as well at Titan Championship Wrestling. And now again, here at Blaze of Glory, I want to see what could happen here. Because again, she's almost been that close to getting championship shots right there, and then going head to head with Taylor One Shot here. I'm looking forward to see what happens on Saturday.
Tiffany's holding championships at, I think, 2 companies right now. Actually, I think she's a NYWC champion. And I think another company up near Albany or Troy, New York, which I believe is also where Taylor One Shot is from, the Troy area, upstate New York. So these two may be familiar with each other. I'm not too familiar with Taylor personally. I do know she's from the upstate New York area, and she's been accomplished up there. I know some people up there like Blaze Haram and someone else that works up there. But Tiffany gives me candy. I mean, she gives me Sour Patch Kids. They're amazingly delicious. And if she comes with half the strength that those Sour Patch Kids come in that match, I feel bad for Taylor One Shot. I'll tell you that, because Tiffany is a rising star in the business.
Definitely so. And again, I guess that's she's got SP's vote there just because of the Sour
candy. Bring the candy.
So there you go.
Don't give it to Ray. Ray's not eating candy right now.
I'm definitely not.
I
So
will
let's
eat candy.
SP can have my share. Let's go into this one here. Let's talk about again, no stranger to TCW. Let's talk about Adina Steele going head to head with Nadia White here. And again, getting to see great women's action here, part of Goddesses of War. Again, the Goddesses here. The Goddess division truly bringing out some of the best here. And Adina Steele, like I said, no stranger to the Goddesses of War division, has had that road to holding that championship. We're going to see what happens here against Nadia White. And again, I can imagine Adina Steele looking to make her way all the way back to a matchup just like this that we talked about earlier, and that is for that Goddesses Championship. Yeah. So I can imagine, and especially for all the competitors that will be representing Goddesses of War that night, looking forward to showcasing themselves, but also making their statement why they should be possibly the next challenger for that Goddesses of War championship.
Yeah, Dina's no joke, man. She's pretty accomplished at quite a few companies. I've worked with her quite a few times in the past, various companies here, at Standalone, a couple other places. But yeah, she's no joke. It's good to see her back at Titan. It's good to see her back in the Goddesses division. And I'm not familiar with her opponent whatsoever. I apologize. It's slacker on my part, but
no, you know what that shows though. It's a good thing.
If Kevin's putting her in the ring with Adina, she's worth the wait, and I'm looking forward to seeing this match. I'd like to see people I don't know wrestle. Honestly, I like to see new competitors out there, and I might not be making the same decisions as I was before after on Saturday, but you never know when I'll be making other decisions in other areas. So, it's always good to see new competitors. And like I said, if Kevin's putting her in there with Adina, she's definitely a worthy competitor. So.
Got you. But no, definitely. And this is one of those where I was going to say, it's just like for anyone coming to the show. Again, that's always the best thing about independent wrestling is come on out. You get to see some great new competitors that maybe aren't as local to your area. This is where you get to see them showcase and get to see what they're about. And hopefully, again, if you get that reaction, they're coming back. They're getting returns. They're making waves back. And these are the next crop of talent you get to see in the future. So that's always the best thing about going to your indie show. This is for anyone watching. Make sure you're there. Get your tickets. Be there at Blaze of Glory. See this insane card. But we still have one more match to talk about. So let's get into that. Let's talk about this right here as it's going to be for that TCW Lightweight Championship, as it is the new TCW Lightweight Champion. He is guaranteeing bangers. Daniel Alexander going head to head with TKO Kachenko here.
Yeah, man. Nothing but respect for Daniel Alexander. He earned that championship. He waited months to get his shot at Rocket. He made the most of it when he did. I'm a little puzzled at our lightweight division right now. Kachenko, all the props in the world to you, but you've wrestled, I think, in 4 Titan shows, and you've gotten championship shots now on 3 of them. 2 tag team title shots, and now a lightweight title shot. I know some lightweight competitors that are definitely more deserving in Titan Championship wrestling. No offense, TKO. You're a good wrestler and everything. I respect you and Kenny Powers and your gang there. But there's a guy named Flash Carter that has beaten Johnny Moran and almost beat Aaron Roxas and took out Money Millie and should have took out Jay Akira if he didn't get hit with a mask behind the ref's back because the ref was too distracted. And TKO is getting the title shot. I'm not quite sure about that. Like I said, nothing but respect for him and his ability. I would just say to the 2 of them, whoever wins that match, congratulations, but you've got somebody in your rear view mirror that's chasing you down, and his name's Flash Carter. That's a spoiler, folks.
I got you. But no,
Flash is coming for the whole lightweight division in Titan, so just get ready.
I got you. But I do have to ask though. It's again we're starting to see a little more attitude here from SP. So I don't want to bring in too much because I know you want to save it for Saturday, but is this what's creating this decision for Saturday? Is it almost that feeling of, I guess, resentment here toward just being undervalued at Titan?
I wouldn't say undervalued because I've been a general manager for 3 years and I have gotten a lot of great things done.
Okay.
And me and Billy, you know, I love the guy, but we don't agree on everything. I don't think that's a secret.
Yeah.
We've had some issues over the last 3 years,
Okay.
and we don't agree on everything. It's pretty obvious. But that said, I'm not going to let that get in the way of our personal friendship. That's a business thing, and it does have a little bit to do with what's going to happen on Saturday. So.
Gotcha. Again, I just want to ask that because I'm starting to see.
I'm tired of holding back, Ray. Honestly,
Okay.
as the general manager, I've had to kind of walk that line, be politically correct, and not step on any toes or break any eggshells. But I'm getting a little tired of wearing that tie, and I'm getting a little tired of wearing that suit, and it's stifling me a little bit. And I'm going to start loosening that necktie. And on Saturday, what I have to say is going to surprise a lot of people. And, come on out, buy your tickets, come and see your old pal SP, cheer me, boo me, do whatever you have to do, but make sure you're there.
Gotcha. And again, guys, if you haven't already, make sure you're following our good pal SP on all of his social media there. Follow him on Instagram at SP the referee. Follow him on Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it, at SP the referee. It's whatever they want to call it now. Go follow TCW as well on their social medias so you stay up to date on all things TCW, including Blaze of Glory this Saturday. Follow them there and right there on Twitter/X, whatever you want to call it. Link to get your tickets will be in the description down below. But like I said, this Saturday, again, it's going to be an insane event, but also be there to see what this announcement is. I do want to ask this one final question, and I can imagine it's going to be a hard one to answer, but I have to ask it here. Is this the last time we're having one of these conversations, SP? Can we have that answer?
A conversation like this?
Yeah, just you and me chatting here on the podcast.
It's probably the last time that we'll be discussing a Titan card.
Well then.
We're always going to still talk about what's going on. We're always going to have something to talk about. But like I said, a lot of changes are coming up. I've had a lot to reflect on. 21 years of putting my body on the line, bleeding, sweating, paying the price just to get a reaction from a crowd, just to help the boys in the back put on the best show that we possibly can. And it's not for money. It's not for fame because we're not getting that. We're not getting that here. We're not getting paid a lot of money. We're not becoming famous. Some of these guys will become famous, but I've done it for the crowd. I've done it for the people. And I just hope that I've held up my end of the bargain, the promise that I made to Titan 3 years ago, and that's to give them the best entertainment for their dollar value. And I feel that I've done that. And I hope that the fans have enjoyed it. I've definitely enjoyed them. And also, don't forget the Food Drive Community Food Bank in New Jersey. You can go to my website, or I can give you the link right now, is give.cfbnj.org/bodyslam-hunger. That'll take you to my food drive site for the community food bank. That's something I'm very proud of in the last year. Since January, I've been doing. We've raised about $2,000 almost. It's about 6,000 meals for hungry New Jerseyans. So I want to thank everybody that's contributed to that, especially Shane Fair. And even though he's been a rotten ass thorn in my side, Jay Akira has done a hell of a job raising money for the food bank. So even though we don't agree professionally, thank you personally for what you've done for the food bank. And that said, next time I see you, I'm going to punch you in the face. So.
Well then, that was a that was a mixed note there. But again, SP,
That's me nowadays, Ray. Get used to it, buddy.
love to see it. But SP, thank you so much again for joining us here. To everyone from the Corby Havocs to the Atomic Dogs and to everyone in the chat, we thank you so much. And again, I guess the best way to put it is be there this Saturday because a change is coming, and them are the changes. So stay tuned. And as always, don't forget to be wise, be genuine, be real, be better people, respect the craft. And we'll see you guys on the next one. Peace. And one last time, we'll throw it up.